Hello students, how are you? I am Krishna Nayak, your chemistry teacher. Today we are going to discuss problems of chapter number 1. Alright, now let's start with the problem number 1.1. Calculate molecular mass of glucose having chemical formula C6H12O6. Alright, we have to find out a molecular mass of glucose. Now molecular mass means sum of atomic mass of all element present in that molecule, right? molecular mass किसे बोलते हैं? तो जितने भी एलिमेंट प्रेजेंट है मॉलिक्यूल में उसके एटॉमिक मास के सम को हम क्या बोलते हैं? molecular mass. So molecular mass of glucose will be the atomic mass of 6 carbon, because here 6 carbon are present, right? Plus atomic mass of 12 hydrogen, right? Because hydrogen are 12, plus atomic mass of 6 oxygen, right? The mass of one carbon is 12, so 6 into 12, plus atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, so 12 into 1, plus atomic mass of one oxygen is 16, so 6 into 16, right? So 12 6 are 72, 12 1s are 12, and 16 6 are 96, right? If you add all terms, you will get 180 atomic mass unit, right? आप उसे unit और AMU भी लिख सकते हो, right? Now, problem number 1.2. A compound contains 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon, and 71.65% chlorine. Its molar mass is 98.96 gram. What are its empirical formula and molecular formula, right? Here we having some percentage by mass of some elements, right? Here carbon, hydrogen and chlorine form a one compound, and in that compound the percentage of hydrogen is 4.07, percentage of carbon by mass is 24.27, and percentage of chlorine by mass is 71.65%, and that compound having a molar mass is 98.96 gram. And for that compound we have to find out its empirical formula and its molecular formula. Now whenever you want to find out the empirical formula, you can use that table. By this table you can find out empirical formula very easily, right? So first you have to write elements which are present in our compound, then percentage of that element which is given in question, right? You know about the atomic mass of elements, so write that atomic mass. Then you have to take a relative number by the take ratio of that percentage given and atomic mass, right? By the ratio of percentage and atomic mass you can find out a relative number, right? From the relative number you have to find out a simple ratio, and by that you will get a whole number, right? Let's start. Here 3 elements are present. One is hydrogen, right? Second one is carbon, and third one is chlorine. So carbon, hydrogen and chlorine are present, right? The percentage of carbon is 24.27. Percentage of hydrogen is 4.07, and percentage of chlorine is 71.65%, right? Then you have to write the atomic mass for the carbon is 12, atomic mass for the hydrogen is 1, and atomic mass for the chlorine is 35.5, right? After that you have to find out the relative number. That relative number can be find out by the taking ratio of percentage and atomic mass. So first of all, for the carbon, the percentage of carbon is here and atomic mass is here. So take a ratio of that percentage and atomic mass. So you will get the answer 2.0 225, right? Then for the hydrogen, 4.07 divided by 1 equal to 4.07, and for the chlorine, 71.65 divided by 35.5 equal to 2.02. Now for the simple ratio, first of all you have to find out that which relative number is least, right? So you can get that here the relative number for the chlorine is least 2.02. So you have to divide all relative number by the least relative number. So you have to divide all these numbers by the 2.02, right? If you divide all terms by the 2.02, you will get a simple ratio for the carbon is 1.001. For the hydrogen, it will be a 2.014, and for the chlorine, it will be a 1, right? From this figure, you can write a whole number, because always in compound elements present in a whole number, not in a fractional number. So from this we can round it, right, and write a whole number. So in our compound, 1 carbon is present, 2 hydrogen is present, and 1 chlorine is present. So we can write the empirical formula for our compound will be a CH2Cl. Whenever there is a carbon containing compound, you should write carbon at first and then hydrogen and then other element. And if there is a presence of any cation and anion, then you have to write a cation first and then anion, right? Now empirical formula mass, right? Here we having a empirical formula. So from that we can find out the empirical formula mass. Here 1 carbon is present, so atomic mass of 1 carbon plus 2 hydrogen is present. So carbon plus 2 hydrogen plus 1 chlorine, right? Replace the values of their atomic mass and you will get the empirical formula mass 49.5 gram. Now one term is find out empirical formula. Now we have to find out the molecular formula. For that you have to find out N, right? For the N, that is the molar mass is given, and we already find out the empirical formula mass. So N equal to molar mass divided by empirical formula mass. Molar mass is given 98.96 and empirical formula mass you get by the calculation 49.5. If you divide that, you will get the answer N equal to 1.99, which is near about 2. So our N will be 2. Now molecular formula is equal to N into empirical formula, right? So you get the N2, replace that value of N, and empirical formula is CH2Cl. Means you have to multiply this empirical formula by 2. So you will get the molecular formula C2H4Cl2, right? Dichloroethane. Get it? Now let's start the problem number 1-3. Calculate the amount of water in gram produced by the combustion of 16 gram of methane, right? We have to calculate a mass of water when we combust a 16 gram of methane. Whenever you have a combust something or you have to react something, first of all you have to write a balance equation for that. So here we can write that the combustion of methane, always combustion reaction take place in the presence of oxygen. So CH4, the molecular formula for the methane is CH4. So CH4 plus O2, right? It gives combustion of any substance give a carbon dioxide, right? So CO2 and plus water, right? For this equation, we can say that when 1 mole of methane is combusted, it will produce 2 mole of water, right? Here we are talking about only methane and water, because in equation we have to write a mass of water when we combust a methane, right? Or we can also say that whenever 16 gram of methane is combusted, 36 gram of water is produced, right? Means From the above balance equation, according to stoichiometry, we can say that whenever 16 gram of methane is combust, it will produce 36 gram of water. Because हमें जो भी फाइंड आउट करना है अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर, वो कब फाइंड आउट करना है, 16 ग्राम ऑफ मिथेन के कंबशन पे ही फाइंड आउट करना है. और अगर हम हमारे जो बैलेंस इक्वेशन देखें तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग भी 16 ग्राम अगर मीथेन कंबस करते हैं तो 36, तो डायरेक्ट ही हम कह सकते हैं कि वेन एवर 16 ग्राम ऑफ मीथेन इज कंबस इट विल प्रोड्यूस 36 ग्राम ऑफ वाटर, राइट. उसके लिए कोई एक्स्ट्रा कैलकुलेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो वी कैन राइट दैट फ्रॉम द अबव बैलेंस इक्वेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू स्टोइकोमेट्री 36 gram of water produced by the combustion of 16 gram of methane, right? To get it? Now, our next question, problem number 14. How many moles of methane are required to produce 22 gram of carbon dioxide after the combustion, right? Means here we have to carry out the reaction of methane, right, by the oxygen, because we have to combust a methane, right? So we can write this CH4 plus 2O2, it will produce CO2 plus 2H2O, right? Now for this reaction we have to talk about only methane and carbon dioxide. So we can say that when 1 mole of methane is combust, 1 mole of carbon dioxide will produce, because the coefficient of that methane and carbon dioxide is 1. Now we can also say that in terms of gram, whenever 16 gram of methane combusts, it will produce 44 gram of carbon dioxide, right? Because the atomic mass of carbon is 12 and 4 hydrogen, so 16 gram of methane combusts, 44 gram of carbon dioxide will produce, because the atomic mass is carbon is 12 and here 2 oxygen are there. For 1 oxygen, atomic mass is 16. So 16 2s are 32 plus 12, it will be a 44. Now here we have to find out how many moles of methane is combust and produce 22 gram of CO2. So we can write it from the above equation. 44 gram of carbon dioxide obtained from the 16 gram of methane, right? Here product is given, so we can write this statement in a reverse direction also, right? Because if we combust 16 gram of methane, we can say that 16 gram of combustion of methane produced 44 gram of carbon dioxide. Or for this equation we can also say that 44 gram of carbon dioxide will produce when 16 gram of methane combust, right? So here we write that 44 gram of carbon dioxide obtained from 16 gram of methane. Therefore, 22 gram, right, which is given in question, 22 gram of carbon dioxide obtained from how many gram of methane combustion, right? So, simply cross multiply and you will get the answer 8 gram of methane. Now, read in question, there is, we have to find out the moles of methane and we get the gram of methane. So we have to convert that gram into moles. The moles equal to given mass by molecular mass. So given mass is 8 and molecular mass of methane is 16. So you will get the 0.5 mole of methane. Means to produce 22 gram of carbon dioxide by combustion, 0.5 mole methane would be required. Do you understand? Now, problem number 1.5. 50 kilogram of nitrogen gas and 10 kilogram of hydrogen gas are mixed to produce ammonia gas. Calculate the ammonia formed. Identify the limiting reagent in the production of ammonia in this situation, right? We have to find out the limiting reagent and also find out the amount of ammonia which is produced during the reaction, right? For this question, we can write the equation for this. N2 plus H2, it will produce NH3. Balance the reaction, so you will get N2 plus 3H2, it gives 2NH3, right? For this reaction, we can say that 28 gram of nitrogen, right? Because the atomic mass of nitrogen is 14, so 14 to the 28. React with 6 gram of hydrogen, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. Here 6 hydrogen is present, so 6 gram of hydrogen, it will produce 34 gram of ammonia, right? First of all, we have to find out the limiting reagent, and for the find out limiting reagent, we need the ratio of moles by stoichiometric coefficient, alright? For that, first of all, we have to find out the moles. So, moles of nitrogen will be mass by molar mass, right? Here, mass of nitrogen is given 50 kg, right? 50 kg is given, and in reaction, we are using 28 gram. So, we have to convert that kg into gram. So, 50 kg of nitrogen means 50,000 gram nitrogen is given mass of for the nitrogen, and 28 is a molecular mass. So, you will get the moles of nitrogen is 1785.71, right? Same for the hydrogen, moles of hydrogen will be here 10 kilogram of hydrogen is given. So, you have to convert that kilogram into a gram. So, 10,000 gram of hydrogen and divided by 2, right? Because the molecular mass of hydrogen is 2. So, you will get 5,000 mole of hydrogen. Now, you have to find out the ratio for the deciding the limiting reagent. So, divide that moles by that stoichiometric coefficient, right? So, for the nitrogen, you divide a stoichiometric coefficient which is 1. So, you have to divide mole of nitrogen by 1. So, you will get 1785.71. And for the hydrogen, here the stoichiometric coefficient is 3. So, you have to divide moles of hydrogen by 3. So, you will get 1666.66. Here you can see that the number of this ratio for the hydrogen is less, right? This number is less in compared to the ratio of nitrogen. So, we can say that here H2 is limiting reagent. So, reaction will carried out according to the hydrogen. Means, if hydrogen is limiting reagent, then amount of product will depend on that limiting reagent. Means, the production of ammonia is depend on the hydrogen, right? So, from the equation we can write that whenever 6 gram of hydrogen used, 34 gram of ammonia will produced, right? Same, we are using 10,000 gram of hydrogen, right? Then how much ammonia will be produced? So, you have to cross multiply, and if you simplify that, right, you will get 56,666.66 gram, right? In question, all terms are given in a kilogram. So, you can convert this gram into a kilogram. So, for the conversion, you have to divide it by 1000, right? So, you will get 56.67 kilogram of ammonia, right? So, whenever we use 50 gram of nitrogen and 10 gram of hydrogen, the ammonia produced is 56.67 kilogram, right? Do you get it? Problem number 1.6. A solution is prepared by adding 2 gram of a substance A to 18 gram of water. Calculate the mass percentage of the solute, right? Here we have to add 2 gram of substance into 18 gram of water. Means this is our solute and this is our solvent. So, mass of solute is 2 gram and mass of solvent will be 18 gram, right? And for that solution, mass of solution will be mass of solute plus mass of solvent. Mass of solute is 2 plus mass of solvent is 18. So mass of solution will be a 20 gram, right? Now we have to find out the mass percentage for the A, and the mass percentage is mass of solute divided by mass of solution multiplied by 100. Here the mass of solute is 2. So 2 divided by 20, because mass of solution is 20 and you have to multiply by 1000 because you have to find out the percentage. So you will get the mass percentage for the A is 10%. Problem 1.7. Calculate the molarity of NaOH in the solution prepared by dissolving its 4 gram in enough water to form 250 ml of the solution, right? Here we have to find out the molarity of the solution, and given is that we are dissolving 4 gram of NaOH in the water, right? Means the mass of solute is 4 gram, right? And we are making a solution of 250 ml, means the volume of solution will be a 250 ml, right? And molar mass of solute, which is our NaOH, so Na plus O plus H, it will be a 40 gram per mole, right? Then write the formula for the molarity, which is mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute into volume of solution. Here we are taking volume of solution in ml, so we have to multiply by 1000, right? Replace all the values. The mass of solute is 4 gram given. Molecular mass of solute we already find out, which is 40, and the volume of solution is also given 250 ml, right? So simplify that and you will get the molarity for this solution will be a 0.4 molar, right? Capital M means molar, right? Now problem number 1.8. The density of 3 molar solution of NaCl is 1.25 gram per mole. Calculate molality of the solution, right? Here we have to find out the molality. Now given is the density for the solution, which is 1.25, and also given the 3 molar solution, right? Means molarity is given and molarity of solution is given and density of solution is given. 3 molar solution means we can say that 3 mole of solute dissolve in 1000 ml of solution, right? Molarity means 3 mole of solute dissolve in 1000 ml of solution, right? Now we have to find out the molarity, and molality formula is moles of solute divided by mass of solvent, right? So here moles of solute is given in question, but we have to find out the mass of solvent, right? And so first of all we find the mass of solvent. Here we can find the mass of solute easily, because mole of solute we having, and mole equal to mass by molecular mass. So we can subtract the mass of solute and replace the value of mole and molar mass of that solute, so we will get the mass of solute. Here the molar mass of solute is, because our molecule solute is NaCl, so Na plus Cl. Atomic mass for the sodium is 23 and atomic mass for the chlorine is 35.5. So molar mass for the NaCl is 58.5 gram per mole, right? Now replace all values and you will get the mass of solute 175.5 gram, right? 175.5 gram. Now we can also find a mass of solution, because density of solution is given and density is equal to mass by volume, right? So mass will be a density into volume. Density is given 1.25 and volume for the solution is 1000 ml, right? From this sentence we can say that volume of solution is 1000 ml. So replace that terms and you will get the mass of solution is equal to 1250 gram, right? Now mass of solution equal to mass of solute plus mass of solvent. Here we have to find out the mass of solvent, right? So mass of solvent will be a mass of solution minus mass of solute, and we already find out the mass of solution and mass of solute. So if you subtract mass of solution and mass of solute, you will get mass of solvent, which is 1074.5 gram, right? Now molality equal to moles of solute divided by mass of solvent. Here we are using mass in the gram, so we have to multiply by 1000. Replace all the value and you will get molality equal to 2.79 molar, right? Small m means molar. Do you get it? Right? Here our first chapter problems are completed. If you get any query or doubt, you can comment me and ask me. Thank you.